Well, Fox News just got hit with numbers that are like a slap in the face. 70% of Americans say groceries cost more than a year ago. And they're right. The other 30% are just objectively wrong. And 60% of Americans, this is the key part, say that Donald Trump is to blame for that. You know, the Fox anchors in this clip we're about to look at, they try to keep their composure, but this is not a comfortable report for the Fox News audience. The Dear Orange leader is responsible. How could that be?
This as a new poll finds about 70% of Americans say groceries are more expensive now than they were a year ago. And about 60% of them are blaming President Trump.
You know, this was supposed to be Biden's problem. For years, Republicans were just hammering inflation, grocery prices, the cost of eggs. It was like their golden ticket. It was the issue that won them seats. It energized the base. In a sense, it was partially responsible for the numbers looking bleak for Biden when he was the presumptive nominee, and eventually for Kamala Harris when she became the nominee. And voters were furious about spending $50 on what used to be $30 worth of groceries. And Trump said, I'm going to fix it on day one. Prices will come down. We're going to make America affordable again. Groceries, it's such a beautiful word. No one's ever heard it before. Day one came and went. Month one came and went. Soon it'll be year one. And grocery prices didn't fall. They went up. Trump owns the problem that he campaigned on. And it is his problem now. Now, the shift, it sort of happened quickly. You know, Americans, to a degree, don't need to be concerned with complex economic theory. They don't need to be concerned with delayed policy effects. They care about what's happening at the checkout line. Is the cashier giving me a bigger number than I expected and than I used to pay for this same set of groceries? And what they're seeing is that grocery bills are going up and Trump's president. The connection is simple, it's direct, and it is devastating for Trump. Now, in February, maybe it's plausible. Oh, it's Biden. It's still Biden. March starts to get a little difficult. April, May, June. Well, we're in November at this point in time. And Trump's policies are part of the problem. The tariffs and the tariff threats, the trade war rhetoric, it ripples through supply chains, importers raising prices in anticipation of rising costs. Domestic producers raise prices somewhat because they have to, somewhat because they can. Retailers pass it all on to consumers. And so the president who said, I will fight for you, I will fight for working families, he is now overseeing things getting worse and more difficult for working families. The food companies are not shy about it either. Earnings calls now say the tariffs are part of the problem. Price increases are justified by saying trade policy, uncertainty, tariffs. And so Trump wanted that as leverage. He thought, I'm going to use that as leverage to lower prices. We never believed it because it doesn't make any sense. Now, the opposite is happening. Trump's policy is actually making prices go up. Now, as we get into 2026, which I consider we are in the 26 election now, you start to get the political implications because Republicans built their 24 strategy around economic pain. Biden has given you pain and we are going to solve it. And to a degree, they won because people were tired of the grocery prices and they blamed whoever was in power, and it happened to be Biden. We have flipped the script now. And they don't really have an answer. You can't blame the previous administration forever. At some point, it's your economy, and I believe that time is now. Voters seem to believe it too. And Trump just gets defensive. He says, well, retailers are price gouging. The only real problem is beef. There's greed. It would have been worse under Democrats. We're going to fix it. And by the way, Republicans should acknowledge things are really awesome. Why don't they? And none of it is landing. When you campaign as the deal maker who will instantly fix everything, you can't then pivot to give me time, be patient, or pointing fingers elsewhere because you've already fired that bullet, so to speak. You told the voters you would deliver results. They expected results, and it's not happening. So you look at Republican strategists, and they're panicking privately. 60% saying Trump is the reason prices are higher is a disaster. It's not just Democrats and independents when it's 60%. That includes Republicans, too, who are saying, I voted for lower prices, I was promised lower prices, and yet I've got higher prices when I go to the grocery store. Some are speaking up, saying, does the tariff policy make sense? Is it worth it? Is whatever pain we were told was worth experiencing, is it actually really worth it? And Democrats, hopefully, will sense blood in the water and are going to keep hammering this message. The campaign ads basically write themselves. He promised lower prices, just do a montage of Trump promising it. And meanwhile, show prices going up. Show the polling that says Americans know why prices are up. It's the playbook they used on Biden. You just got to turn it around. So Trump is not going to be able to dismiss this as fake news. He's not going to be able to dismiss it as biased media. Fox is acknowledging the reality. His own ecosystem is reporting it. What terrifies Republicans the most is the trend line, because the numbers get worse every month. Every month that groceries stay expensive or tick up a little bit, more voters are saying, I think Trump must be the cause because he's now been president an additional month. And Trump built a comeback on fixing it, and he's not doing it. Now, as the economy becomes Trump's biggest liability with no easy way out, what is he likely to do? Is Trump likely to adjust policy in order to be better for the average? It's laughable, right? I don't even have to finish the sentence. No, he's not going to do that. Trump is going to figure out how can he use propaganda and authoritarianism to suppress the repercussions of what he has done. And then when it comes to 2026, they are not going to go easy. If it looks like Democrats are going to crush them, they will do everything they can not to win the hearts and minds of people with good policy. They will do everything they can to win by suppressing the vote, manipulating who gets to vote. It's the oldest story, and they've been going with it for over a decade. Every time you Google your name, you will probably find dozens of sites that expose your personal information. This can include phone number, home address, family details. It's just sitting there waiting to be scraped or abused. Incogni is a privacy service. They go after these sites on your behalf. They contact the data brokers. They demand your data be removed, which the brokers are legally required to do. Incogni will automatically remove your information from hundreds of the biggest and most notorious data broker sites, but you're not just limited to those. You can use Incogni's custom removal if you find your info on a website outside of Incogni's default list. The team at Incogni will work to get that information removed. This is how you protect yourself and your family from identity theft, financial scams, harassment, even AI-powered profiling by ad companies. And Incogni's data removal process is the only one verified independently by Deloitte. This gives them a unique level of credibility. Try Incogni risk-free and get 60% off when you go to incogni.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. The link is in the description.